2. So we will have the discussion about the first topic, which is integer programming, by maybe around half of this topic lang, because medyo hindi natin kakayanin na isang oras kasi hanggang branch and bound lang tayo. The first part is all about we call this how are you going to transform those ordered problems into mathematical model so that we can use that in integer programming. But definitely, some of the problems that you may encounter on this part can be solved by other process on OR1. So like, uh, ano kaya yung magiging job sequence? Actually, OR2 pa ata eh, mga job sequencing happen natin. And of course, yung ating mga, I will try my best to ano na maipakita din sa inyo sa Excel solver pero sa kanan lang. Kasi medyo naghahabol tayo ng kaunti. Ano? So, let's start. By the way, am I loud and clear? Maririnig po ba ako? Loud naman? Loud naman. Thank you sa reaction. Okay. So, let's do it. Nasaan na ba yan? Tama. Sounds. Yeah. So this is integer programming. So from the word itself, integer, so our answer should be in a whole number. So definitely, you are very familiar with the linear programming, right? Linear programming using simplex method, graphical method, those are the things that you're very familiar. Kasi last time lang yun. Tama po ba? Can I ask for heart reaction kung familiar pa talaga? Thank you so much. So definitely, so yun yung ating key in order to have a answer for this, what do you call this? Every problem that we have in integer programming. So meaning to say, on this case, we will use the graphical method and simplex method in order, on the first step, in order for us to determine the optimal solution. So what will be the x of 1, the x of 2, x of 3, if that is simplex method, and if that is graphical method, we can just find the x of 1 and x of 2 and the maximum z or the minimum z. So from the word self integer, the number should be in a whole number. For the learning objectives for the subject or for this morning is to identify the definition and concepts of integer programming, formulate and solve the integer programming problem uh, problems. Yeah. So what is integer programming? So this is a type of optimization problem where the goal is to find best integer solution to a problem. So this is according to complexica.com. So integer linear programs application generally fall into two categories: direct and transform. So from the word direct, the nature of situation precludes assigning fractional values to the variable of the model. For example, if the problem may involve determining whether or not the project is undertaken, we will use binary variables. So which is 0 and 1 only. So yun lang yung makikita natin. For example, in order to proceed, we will choose 1. In order to not to proceed, so we will choose 0. So, or finding the optimal number of machines needed to perform a task. So, we will use general integer variables. So, general integer variables, so these are 1, 2, or job sequencing, pwedeng 1, 2, 3, pwedeng ganun. In the transform category, auxiliary integer variables are used to convert analytically intractable situation into models that can be solved by available optimization algorithms. So for example, in sequencing two jobs, the A and B as I mentioned, so alin ba yung mauna, si job A or si job B? So makikita natin yung isang example dyan mamaya na medyo critical kasi tatlo yung variable natin. What will be the first job that need to do? Job 1, job 2, job 3. So, yun yung medyo critical dito sa OR natin. So, I don't know if you're really good in terms of transforming worded problems into mathematical model. So that could be the possible problem in terms of doing sabi natin, you know the process, but the problem is you didn't know how to transform the mathematical into mathematical model. So yeah, the OR constraints make the problem analytically intractable because all mathematical programming or algorithms deals with and constraints only. Okay, so yun ang context. Here are the types of integer programming. So, as I mentioned, the first is the binary. Binary variables, it involves a decision variable that only have two possible values, but it has a representation. The 0 or 1 that I mentioned, so this type of problem has been studied extensively due to relevance in practical application like production planning and financial modeling. So whether to proceed or whether saan tayo mag-i-invest or alin yung i-investan natin. So this type of problem algorithm is Landstar algorithm, which uses 3 depth to determine the optimal solution sets with minimal computational effort. Another type is the nonlinear programming involves in optimizing function whose objective function consists of more than one variable. So, ibig sabihin, mas madami yung ating variable dito. Hindi lang x, hindi may x and y and z, o kung sa mas marami pa. This type of problems often requires complex mathematical techniques such as cutting planes, cutting plane algorithm, and yung ating makikita for tomorrow, sorry, for the next week na pala, kasi wala na tayo maging klase dito. Such as, yan, or other algorithms that develop efficient solution while avoiding local optima point and branching cuts. So, branch and bound is one of the pwede natin makita dito. So, another thing is the linear programs. On the word is linear. So, ito naman yung linear talaga. It consists of constraints consisting exclusive of linear equation and inequalities expressed in standard forms. They can be solved efficiently by applying the simplex algorithm or an interior point. So, method but may suffer from numerical instability due to their sensitive nature towards small changes in conditions. So, let's take a look about this. So, for convenience, a problem is defined as pure integer program when all the variables are integers. So, meaning to say, all of the answer is in integer numbers. However, it is a mix if the integer program involving a mixture of integer and continuous variables. So, ibig sabihin, may continuity lang yung nangyayari. So, here is the first that we can use this integer programming and capital budgeting process. So, capital budgeting process, this decision about whether or not to undertake a process is usually made under limited budget consideration and present priorities. The next example is this with one of these situations. Let's take a look about this. We have 5 projects to be evaluated for over 3 years planning horizon. The following tables gives the expected returns for each project and the associated yearly expenditure. So we have project 1, project 2, project 3, and project 4, and project 5. So the expenditures in million per year, 1, year 2, year 3, as follows. For year 1, we can have project 1. For year 1, we have $5 million. For year 2, 1. For year 3, 3. For year 2, we have 4 for year 1, 2 for 7 for year 2, and 10 for year 3. For project 3, we have uh, $3 million for year 1, 9 million for year 2, 2 million for year 3, and as far, etc. etc. So the expected returns is for project 1, that is 20 million. For project 2, we have 40 million. 3, 20 million. 4, 15 million. And project 5, we have 30 million. So as far as you're concerned, ito po yan. But there is only available funds, which is 25 million. The question is, which project should be selected over the 3 years? So, next, the ano natin, the constraint, x sub j is equal to 1. Kapag ang subject natin is equal to 1, so binary number tayo. J is selected, so ibig sabihin, yung project natin is select. If 0, project is not selected. So, what do you think is our objective function? Can you type the objective function? Sino pong gusto mag-type ng objective function? Di sa nakita yung problem. Wait lang ha. Nakitype po ng objective function natin. Are you sure? Minimization? So, I think that's maximization because the term is returns. So, sige, pakitype ng inyong mismong mathematical model. Okay? So, sumasali tayo dyan. Yun. Ano naman tumawag? See? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So, the answer is, we really need to maximize our profit. Diba? That is the term return. Ibig sabihin, if we will invest, we will have return. So, the return is maximize return or maximize Z is equal to 20x sub 1. Let x sub 1 is our project 1, x sub 2 is our project 2, etc., up to project 5. So our objective function will be maximize z is equal to 20x sub 1 plus 40x sub 2 plus 20x sub 3 plus 15x sub 4 plus 30x sub 5. So that is definitely our answer for the objective function. So how about our constraint number 1? How many constraints do you think that we can have? Ano po? Sige, correct? Sige nga, what is our constraint number 1? So we have available fund, which is every year we have 25 million. What do you think is our constraint number 1, constraint number 2, and constraint number 3? Sige, objective, constraint number 1. What do you think is constraint number 1? X sub 1 plus y sub 2. Okay. Okay, correct. Correct naman po. So that is our objective number 1. 5x sub 1 plus 4x sub 2 plus 3x sub 3 plus 7x sub 4 plus 8x sub 5 less than or equal. Why less than or equal? Because the term available. So we need to say that's the maximum and we cannot exceed our fund within the 25 million budget. So, and so on and so forth with regards to constraint number 2, x sub 1 plus 7x sub 2, etc., which is less than or equal to 25. So, definitely, same as in the x sub 3. So, with the constraint number 3 rather. So, yeah. So, definitely, It is our constraint pattern. X sub 1, X sub 2, X sub 3, and X sub 4, and X sub 5 is equal to 0 or 1 only. So, using the AMPL and Solver or Tora, so saan na natin yung gamitin, which is equal to X sub 1, X sub 2, and X sub 3, and X sub 4 is equal to 1, which means that our solution will invest on that particular project 1 to 4 and do not invest on project X sub 5 or 5 rather. So, with Z is equal to 95 million. Okay? So, yun po yung ating mangyayari dyan. Sabihin, pag ito ang ating pintahan, 20 plus 40 plus 20 plus 50. So, yun lamang naman. So, saan natin pag-aralan yung mga TORA at saka AMPL na yan. So, the solution is exclude the project part from the product mix. So, another thing, aside from, ito is all about capital budgeting. Another thing is the set covering problem. So, in this class of problem, overlapping services are offered by a number of installation to a number of facilities. The objective is to determine the minimum number of installations that will cover. So, for example, to satisfy the needs of, for example, each facility. So, maximal flow, di ba? So, dapat ay mapuntahan po natin yung lahat ng area, for example. Or connection ng telepono, internet, ng kung ano man. So, in a maximal flow pa rin. So, kung saan, i-minimize natin yung cost, pero lahat ay mapupuntahan din natin. So, with each plant serving specific communities, the overlapping occurs when more than one plant can serve a given community. Let's take a look about this example. To promote a on-campus safety, the UNA Public Safety Department is in the process of installing emergency telephones at selected locations. Department wants to install the minimum number of telephones that serve each campus main streets. Figure 9.1, which is below, maps the campus of principal streets. So it is logical maximize the utility of the telephones by placing them at street intersection. In this manner, a single unit can serve at least 2. So define this. X sub j is equal to 1. Binary pa rin yung magiging answer natin. With telephone installed an interjection J, kung saan man yung interjection natin, sa street A, sa street B, sa street C, hanggang street K, which is equal to 1 to 8. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong tatlong path yan. 8 yan. 1, street A, hanggang street K. Tama ba? Hanggang 8 nga yata yan. J, K. Wala. So, 0 otherwise. Straight maps, yung pala yung ating intersection natin, yung J natin dito is yung ating node 1 to 8 natin. So, the constraints of the problem require installing at least one telephone on each of the 11 streets. A to K. So, that's why ito yung pinili natin. So, what will be the model? So, as far as I'm concerned, we need to minimize the X sub 1, X sub 2, X sub 3, and X sub 4, it represent the nodes. Let X sub 1 is our number 1 node, X sub 2 is a node 2, X sub 3 is a node 4, and etc. hanggang X sub 8. So, pertaining to street A, this will be our constraints. Pertaining to street A, let's say for example, street A. So, sa street A, we have X sub 1 plus X sub 2. Sabi natin, X sub j is 1 or 0 only. So, ibig sabihin, pwede tayo hanggang 1. Maximum of 1. Yan. Sorry. That is constraint kung saan ito yung dadaanan. So, isa para kay X sub 1 and X sub 2. X sub 2, X sub 3, isa din. So, that's the minimum. So, lahat ay dapat magkameron. So, sa street A, na nakita natin, pwedeng magkameron ng isa or higit pa. Kasi dapat ay magkameron dun sa street na yun. Gets? Kung bakit siya greater than or equal. And then, ito po siya. Yan. X sub 1 and X sub 2, that is street A. For street B, X sub 2 plus X sub 3 is greater than or equal to 1. So, ang term kasi natin dito, the department wants to install the minimum number of telephones. So, ibig sabihin, at least isa. Kaya, gets nyo po ba? And so on and so forth per street. So, yan po yung ating magiging constraints. Subject to our constraints natin. So, where x sub j is equal to 0 or 1, where j is equal to 1, 2, 8. Gets? Kung paano nakuha yung constraints po, kinasa for a thumbs up. Yan. Medyo madali medyo madali pa. Kayang-kaya. Sa exam kaya. Tingnan natin. So, but this is just a parang pagtatransfer lang into mathematical model lang po. Another, ba't nasa problem na ako? Another thing is the fixed charge problem process. So in the fixed charge problem, deals with the situation in which the economic activity incurs into type costs. Fixed costs needed to initiate the activity and the variable cost proportional to the level of activity. For example, initial tooling of a machine prior to starting production incurs a fixed set of costs regardless of how many units are manufactured. Once the setup is done, the cost of labor and material is proportional to the amount of produced, given that F is the fixed charge and C is the variable unit cost. We are already familiar with the variable and fixed cost. So F is the fixed charge and C is the variable and X is the level of production. So the cost function is expressed as C given F is equal to F plus Cx if X is greater than 0, otherwise it's 0. So the function of Cx is intractable analytical because it involves its continuity at X is equal to 0. So the next example shows how auxiliary binary variables are used to render the model analytically tractable. So, in choosing Telcom, kaya ba? Kaya ba na mag-choose? Madali naman magsabi, di ba? So, sir, ang piliin nyo na lang kaya dyan ay si Mabel or si ang pinakamaliit kasi ditong cost ay si Pavel. Pavel ba yun? Pavel? Yan. I have been approached by 3 telephone companies to subscribe to their long-distance service in the United States. Pavel will charge a flat rate of $16 per month plus 25.25 cents a minute. Pavel will charge $25 a month, but will reduce the per minute cost to $21.21. As per BabyBell, the flat monthly charge is $18 and the cost per minute is $0.22. I usually make an average of 200 minutes of long-distance calls a month, assuming that I do not pay the flat monthly fee unless I make calls and that I can apportion my calls among all 3 companies as I please. How should I use the 3 companies to minimize my monthly telephone bills? This problem can be solved readily without integer learning linear programming. Nevertheless, it is instructive to formulate it as an integer program. So, meron tayong ibang way. So, first, we need to define what is x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 3. That x sub 1 is the Pavel long distance minute per month. X sub 2 will be Pavel. And BabyBell is the x sub 3. So, y sub 1 is equal to 1 if x sub 1 is greater to 0 and 0 if x sub 1 is equal to 0. So, parang binary din to. Y sub 2 if 1 is equal to 1 if x sub 2 is 0 and 0 if x sub 2 is equal to 0. And y sub 3 is equal to 1 if x sub 3 is greater than to 0 and 0 if x sub 3 is equal to 0. We can ensure that y sub j equal to 1 and x sub j is positive by using constraints. So x sub j is less than or equal to myj, m sub y sub j. J is equal to 1 or 2 or 3. So alin man dyan sa tatlong yan. The value of m should be selected sufficiently large so as not restrict the variable x sub j artificially because I make about 200 minutes of call per month or a month. Then x sub j is less than or equal to 200 for all j, and it is safe to select the m is equal to 200. Now, to complete the model, we will have 0.25 plus 0.25 x sub 1. Ito yung flat rate. Ano? Plus 0.21 x sub 2 plus 0.22 x sub 3. So, yung ating x sub 1, 16y sub 1, 25y sub 2, and 18y sub 3. Ito naman yung ating rate. Ito po. Ibang nakalagay. 16 per month, 25 per month, and 18. So, yun yung magiging objective function natin, which is to minimize the cost. And subject to the first constraint, x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3 is equal to 200. X sub 1 is less than or equal to 200 times y sub 1. X sub 2 is less than or equal to 200 y sub 2. And x sub 3 is equal to 200 y sub 3. So, where x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3 is greater than or equal to 0, and y sub 1 and y sub 2 and y sub 3 is binary, which is 0 or 1. So, yan po yung ating pag-create ng model. Can you follow? Medyo nakakarindi yung mga ganyang pag-create ng model. So, yun yung talagang pinaka-mahirap. However, hindi naman tayo magaganito kasobra. Maliban na lang kung ikaw ay talaga sa research department. Pero nangyayari talaga ito sa company. Yun yung masasabi ko sa inyo. Hindi siya imposible. Kagaya nga nito, in real life, nangyayari talaga, or nangyayaring kahit sa ating minimal setup in our house. Either, or, and, if, and then. So, yun yung isang constraints na may ganitong constraints. And the fixed charge problem, auxiliary binary variables are used to handle this continuity. The objective task function, this section deals with model in which constraints are not satisfied simultaneously. So that's why it's either or are dependent. That's why if, then. Again, using auxiliary binary variables, the transformation uses a mathematical trick to present this special constraint as end constraints. So we have here an example. So diba, job co uses a single machine process 3 jobs. To process 3 jobs. Meaning to say, meron tayong job 1, job 2, job 3. In a given scenario, we have the processing time 5, 10, 20, 50 respectively, and the due date is 25 day, 22 day, and 35 respectively also. And the late penalty, however, is 19, 12, 34. So, however, the due dates are measured from 0. So, the due date are measured from 0. The assumed start time of the first job. The objective of the problem is determining the job sequence that minimizes the late penalty for processing all 3 jobs. So, alin kaya yung mauunahin natin dito? Alin kaya yung ating papangalawa at alin yung ihuhuli natin? Alin yung ihuhuli? So, x sub j is the start date in date for job j, which is measured from the 0 kasi yun yung given na sinabi natin. Where y sub ij is equal to 1 if I precedes j, 0 if j precedes I. So the problem has 2 types constraints. The non-interference constraints guaranteeing that the 2 jobs are processed and currently that no 2 jobs, wala palang 2 jobs na sasabay, and the due date constraints, and consider the non-interference constraints first. So the 2 jobs, I and J with processing time, just PI and PJ na lang ay lalagay natin, will not be processed concurrently depending on the whether which job is processed first. So that our x sub I is equal to greater than or equal to x sub j plus pj, or x sub j is greater than or equal to x sub I plus pi. For m sufficiently large, the OR constraints are converted to n constraint by using my sub ij plus x sub I minus plus quantity of x sub I minus x sub j, which is greater than or equal to p sub j, and m times y 1 minus yi sub j plus x sub j minus x sub I is greater than or equal to pi. So the conversion guarantees that only one of the 2 constraints can be active at any one time. So if yij is equal to 0, the first constraint is active and the second is redundant because it left-hand side will include m, which is much larger than pi. So if yij is equal to 1, the first constraint is redundant and the second is active. Next is given, and that dj is due date. So ito naman yung constraint natin sa due date. Yung una is yung pag-delimit natin na walang magkakasabay. Job is late at x sub j plus pj is greater than 2 dj. We can use the two non-negative variables s sub j and S sub j negative and S sub j positive to determine the status of completed job j with regards to its due date. Namely, due date constraints can be written as x sub j plus pj plus S sub j negative plus S minus S sub j positive equal to dj. So, job is ahead schedule. Yan, yun na po yun. And sa hinahaba-haba na explanation, ito po yung magiging constraint natin. Kaya mag-analyze sa mga ganyang scenario.
Nawala. Pero huwag na
Kaya mag-analyze sa mga ganyang scenario. Or hindi. So, medyo critical na. So, sige. Let's take a look about, yan. Ito yung magiging sagot dyan. Saka na natin to i-analyze para medyo natin. Ito naman yung sagot na. So, the cost will be 34 for the penalty. So, ito yung mainstream na ating bibigyan ng focus din dito. So, the integer programming algorithms. The ILP or the integer linear programming algorithms are based on exploiting the tremendous computational success of NP. The strategy of these algorithms involves 3 steps. So, medyo nawala yung steps ko dito, but on our 3 steps, on our 3 steps, we have relax the solution space of ILP by deleting the integer extension. So actually, just like the steps on linear programming, whether kung saan mo siya papatak, kung saan mo yung gagamitin, kung siya ay kung cutting algorithm, edi ang gagamitin natin is simplex method. If branch and bound, we will use what do we call this? Graphical method. So yun yung very familiar na kayo dapat. And then solve the LP and identify the continuous optimum. Starting from the continuous optimum point, add special constraints, add iterative, modify the LP solution, space and manner that eventually renders an optimum extreme point satisfied major requirements. Let's take a look about this example. So I think you're very familiar with graphical pa, no? Ito yung pinakamadali. Tama ba? So the BNB. So BNB or the branch and bound algorithm. So this is introduced by Alan and G. Dewey for the general mix and clear ILP problem. So later in 1965, Ivales developed the additive algorithm for solving the ILPs with pure binary. So 0 or 1, but hindi siya naging tagumpay. Then itong huli, itong algorithm na to was on the Dewey algorithm only. So which is this section presents a general Land-Dewey BNB algorithm only. A numeric example is used to provide the details. So let's take a look about this problem. Can you solve this in a graphical solution or graphical method? What do you think is the maximize z? So maximize z is equal to 5x sub 1 plus 4x sub 2. Okay, where's my pen? Diba? At our graphical method. Our graphical method, we need to get the set of points for this. So for first constraint, we have f0, if x sub 1 is 0, what will be our x sub 2? 5. If our x sub 2 is 0, x sub 2, x sub 1. What will be our x sub 1? That's 5. So definitely, the next constraint, to get the point, sub point, we have, if x sub 1 is 0, our x sub 2 is 45 over 6. Diba? And of course, if x sub 2 is our 0, our x sub 1 will be 4.5. Gets? May remember pa po ba ito? Okay. And then, we will just plot those points. Parang ganyan. So, mangyayari dyan ay may mag-intersect between the two lines. So, since lahat ay less than or equal, kaya ang feasible region ay malamang ay ito. Tama? And then, feasible point, point A, point B, and point C. Ito. So, yun yung feasible region natin. Ibig sabihin, narito yung sagot natin. But, syempre, alam na natin si point A, malamang ito ay 0.5. 0.5. Point B, ito ay 4.50. Siyempre, ang pagkuha nito, alam pa ba? By elimination. So, multiply natin by, for example, by 10. Then, minus natin. So, ang mangyayari ay 10, cancel this 1. 10 minus 6, it's 4x sub 2 over 5. So, it will be our x sub 2. It will become x sub 2 is 5/4. And x sub 1, if x sub 2 is equal to 5/4, then we will substitute that. So actually, ang mangyayari dyan, ito na yun. So yeah. So as far as I can see, this will be our optimal solution. We need to produce x sub 1 is equal to 3.75 and x sub 2 is 1.25, which we can give us 23.75. So, but as far as I'm concerned, in our given, x sub 1, x sub 2 na negative integer. So, sabihin, lahat ng sagot natin ay integer po dapat. So, in this case, ang sagot ay maalin sa mga nasa loob. So, narito sa feasible integer point. So, pwede bang manghula na lang maalin dito sa mga points na to? Pwede naman. Pero syempre, pag malakihan na yung value, hindi natin pwedeng hulaan dyan. Paano pag 300, 400 yung point? So, medyo ang daming point natin dyan. So, kaya medyo imposible dyan na gamitin yung mano-mano solution. But, as far as concerned, so ito po yung ating line number 1. 5x, ano na line number 1 natin? X sub 1 plus x sub 2. X sub 1 plus x sub 2. X sub 2 is less than or equal to 5. Ito yung line number 2 natin, which is, ano nga yun? 10x sub 1 plus 6x sub 2. 10x sub 1 plus 6x sub 2 is less than or equal to 45. And then, what's next? So, yun yung nakita natin, ano? So, on this case, nasabi natin, kailangan natin gawin itong integer. Kaya pa. So, paano case natin dyan? So take a look about this picture, ha? You're very familiar with this. So, magkakameron tayo ng branch and bound. Actually, parang ating algorithm yung concept nito. However, this is presented by graphical representation. Kaya siya tinawag na branch and bound. Ito yung ating feasible solution. Produce x sub 1 na 3.75. Ito po yun. And x sub 2 na 1.25, which can give us 3.75. Now, sa branch and bound natin, sir, ano yung pipiliin namin? Sa kami mag-base? Is it on the 3.75 or ano 1.25? So basically, pipiliin nyo po yung may pinakamalaking decimal value. So between 3.75 and 1.25, the biggest decimal value is 0.75. That's why this will be our main focus. So on 3.75, ito po yung pinili natin. Gagawa tayo ng panibagong constraints. Kumbaga, ililimit natin. The first constraint, which is x sub 1, is less than or equal to 3. Ibig sabihin, yan po yung ating magiging panibagong constraints. And x sub 1 is greater than or equal to 4. So, dyan po ililimit natin. So, sa first constraint natin na binigay, so, gawa tayo. Ano kaya yung mangyayari dyan? Sige nga, sinong gusto mag-plot? Kung ano mangyayari dito? Yes, sige. So, pag pinalat natin siya dun sa panibago,
bali, sir, magkakaroon po ng vertical line dito po sa may number 3.
Okay, that's correct. So, magkakameron siya ng line dyan. Kasi yung ating constraint number, parang panibagong constraint, ang mangyayari, ito yun. Ito po. Kunyari, pantay na lang ha. Sorry po ha. So, ang mangyayari po, yan po yun. So, although kita natin dito, na tumama siya doon, pero pwede naman natin computein by elimination. So, ang ibig ko sabihin, if x sub 1 is equal to 3, saan siya tumamang line? Dito siya sa x sub 1 plus x sub 2 is equal to 5. Using our equation, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 is equal to 5. So therefore, x sub 2 will become, what do we call this? 2. Tama ba? And our new feasible region is this one only. Hindi nakasama to kasi less than or equal po. Gets? Ang bagong feasible region natin ay ito na lang. So kung sakali man na hindi pa siya magtutugma, hindi pa siya integer, magtutuloy-tuloy pa tayo, ibig sabihin, dito na lang tayo hahanap ng feasible point. Gets? So at this case, mangyayari sa atin, x sub 1 is equal to 3, x sub 2 is equal to 2. Then the next question, what will be our z? So same pa rin naman yung value natin ng z, same pa rin naman yung magiging natin ng z, which is 5x sub 1 plus 4x sub 2. 5x sub 1 for x sub 2. I limit 5x sub 1 for x sub 2. So we will compute the 5x sub 1 plus 4x sub 2. So where our x sub 1 is 3 and x sub 2 is 2. So therefore, that will be 15 plus 8. So therefore, our z will become 23. Gets? Can I ask for heart reaction kung naiintindihan po? Thank you so much. So, ganun lang kasimple yung branch and bound. Sir, how about on this case? On this case, iba yung case natin dito. Ano? Kasi, ano yung magiging feasible region niya? Sa feasible region niya, ito yung mangyayari. Ito lang yung feasible region. Bakit? Kasi greater than or equal. So, ibig sabihin dito lang tayo hahanap. However, kung mapapansin po ninyo, if x sub 1 is equal to 4, ang tinamaan niya pong linya ay ito. So, ang mangyayari dyan, if x sub 1 is equal to 4, what will be our x sub 2? So, by elimination, then x sub 1, actually, substitution na pala, plus 6x sub 2 is equal to 45. So, therefore, 40 plus 6x sub 2 is equal to 45. And then, mangyayari, 6x sub 2 is equal to 5, which is x sub 2 is equal to 5 over 6. Kumbaga, wala na siyang 1. So, our x sub 1 is equal to 4, x sub 2 is equal to 5 over 6. Okay, computin nyo na lang yung z. Ano naman yung maging z. However, wala naman or hindi naman pwede Kasi ang sabi natin, non-negativity integer. Below 1 na siya. So, pwedeng mag-stop na tayo at this case. Hindi na siya feasible on this case. So, that's why our feasible answer is this one. Kung sakaling man na ito ay naging 2.5, dito naman tayo sa 2.5 magkakameron ng branch and bound. Walang tigil yan hanggat hindi mo na nakukuha yung part na yan. Question. Madali ba? So, no. Yes, Maya.
Sir, kapag po greater than 1, yung naging fraction, itutuloy pa rin po. Yung pag-branch.
Pag greater than 1?
Apo.
Oo. Basta nasa ano pa rin siya. Nasa pasok pa rin siya ng integer. Kaya magiging ano mo dyan is less than or equal to 1 and yung isa naman ay 2, greater than or equal to 2. O papasok pa siya sa feasible region nila.
Sir, sorry po. Pero bakit po tumigil na dun sa 5/6 kahit po siya hindi pa integer?
Sa 5/6 kasi siya ay less than 1 na.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
Hindi na siya possible na maging integer. Kasi wala na siya sa feasible region. Kumbaga wala na magiging point na magiging integer kasi 5/6 na yun. Sa feasible region natin. Kaya mahalaga na meron tayong graphical representation. Okay, so may question pa ba? Ito, try nyo po ito. Ito may assignment ka na lang po sa inyo. Screen capture na lang po. Okay? Question pa? Violent reaction or whatsoever? Kasi magta-time na rin po. So, yun yung first part ng ating integer programming. Next meeting po tayo ay mag-quiz ng konti. Konting-konti lang naman tayo ngayon. 10 minutes lang. And then, we will proceed to cutting and grade. Question? Any question? Violent reaction or whatsoever? Sige po. Kung wala na po, can I ask for